I was just sitting there. Hello, everybody, and welcome to. Wait, it's this camera, right? It's all mixed up.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. We are here, and we are in the studio today, as usual, on this lovely day in New York City, Manhattan, New York City, right above the world famous Comedy Cellar. Do you realize if you were to come here this evening on this May 7th on a Tuesday, you would get to see an hour with Joe. I would say an hour, but I guess it is an hour. An hour with Joe List tonight at 7. Joe List is a friend of ours, a friend of the podcast, friend of whatever this is, this live streaming show we do. Joe List, of course, has been a good friend for me. And you saw my thing with him that we did with Mark Norman and him and all that kind of stuff. And he is terrific, and he's a terrific comic. And you would be able to see him if you could get down here in an hour. But it doesn't matter. We have shows 7 days a week, like, I don't know, 9 shows a night, or is that just on the weekends? I don't know. There's shows all the time. There's 4 different rooms, and there's always people to see. Rachel Feinstein's going to be here tonight. Our friend Letty Marcus. Dave Attell's, of course, here at the very end. Although, even though he keeps saying he's been trying to get in earlier, he can't do it. So, also, if you were in Las Vegas tonight at our room at the Rio Hotel, you would be able to see Alan Havey this evening, who is our friend, and also Marsha Warfield from Night Court. I mean, those are some heavy hitters. When I say heavy, I was talking about Marsha Warfield. Hello, heyo. Anywho, glad everybody could be with us today. It's so lovely to see everybody in the chat room. I will say hello to you in a second, but let me introduce, we are obviously in the studio today, and we have a guest with us today, a very lovely guest. I'm going to pronounce your last name because I think her name is Malika Sen.
You're so close. Malika.
Malika.
Yeah, Malika Sen.
I knew that because I first asked you if it was Molly Ka. I thought Ka was your last name. So Malika Sen, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
You're welcome. And so Malika and I, which I said when you came in, and then for some reason I was looking at it and I said it the wrong way.
Like a real dope.
Yeah.
You could be the first.
And of course, Mike is here with us. No, so I just met Malika a week ago.
Yeah.
I think it was exactly a week ago, like two Saturdays ago. And, you know, I do like, first of all, we like putting hot girls on the show. That's just first and foremost.
Okay, so that's what I'm here for.
And just saying hi, Dave and Mike. Thank you. I thought she was saying hi, Dave and Malika. But we also like having comics and younger comics and people who are starting out and the ones that are about to die. We like to mix it up. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have the ones that I started with and the ones that I will end with.
And I'm about to die.
And
be all three.
No. And so I asked Malika to be here. She fits all the categories. But the reason, I'm just going to tell you a couple things about Malika right now that I really don't know her very well. But I will tell you this: everybody who listens or watches this streaming, what do we call this? I keep calling it a podcast, but it's not a podcast. This show,
more or less a podcast.
Anybody that watches this streaming show.
On YouTube, it's under their podcast.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Anybody who watches this streaming show knows fully well how I am about tardiness. And I will tell you, this kid, who I have only met one time, I wasn't sure because you didn't write back to I put I'll see you soon because I hadn't heard from you. And a lot of times, even the ones I know really well are like, it is still happening. It's still happening. So I'm like, no, she'll make it. She'll make it. And then you'd never been here to this studio before or anything. And she was on time. She was early. I was so impressed. That's what I wanted to tell you when you walked in, but I thought I'd tell the world that it was, Marcy's late. That's rude. And when I'm talking about that, she's, always a viewer on the show, and she's late, and she knows I hate that.
It's
Can you
unusual
imagine?
For me. So
is that true?
I'm Indian. I'm half Indian, so I run on Brown Standard Time, which means
that doesn't count.
Everyone in my family, if you
CPT. Color people time. That's what they used to call it.
Yeah, I say brown specifically because that's talking about just myself.
You are half Indian, half Jewish.
Yeah, my mother is Jewish,
and that's why you can see why she is why I was smitten. being from Edison, New Jersey,
Oh yeah,
I'm completely smitten with you as an Indian Jew.
that's
So
true.
you,
I feel like I'm like if New Jersey was a person, right? Jewish and Indian. It's pretty much everyone that lives there, right?
But yeah, so I am very happy that you were on time and early, and just you didn't need any special treatment or anything. I'm very impressed. I know you're looking like, what is the matter with you? But Mike, I mean, who's that girl that we had on who was, like 100, and she came in and she was like late. She goes, I'm still coming from the east side. I mean, it was just unacceptable. And she, I don't know, I'm still pissed about her.
Your friend, yeah.
Which wasn't my friend. I mean, I just met her that night technically, but
the other person. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I get really upset by that. So this is beautiful.
Okay.
So also, okay, right. So you're half Indian, half Jew. So the way I met you, I was I was at the Broadway Comedy Club. You work at the Broadway Comedy Club, and you're just starting out in comedy. Can I ask you how old you are?
I am 25.
Oh, you're 25. Okay, that's what I assumed, but I wasn't. Actually, I thought you were a little younger. That's
I
yeah.
usually get older, so
No, so and also, again, being 25 and showing up on time, that's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. You have no idea.
right.
But so you're just like when you were at, I saw you at the Broadway Comedy Club. I came in with the owner.
Yes.
It was very impressive. It's funny, I'd never met her before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've known Al for years, but I never met her before.
She's the best.
Yeah, she's hilarious.
She's so funny.
Yeah.
And just like a warm person too. I love her.
She probably likes you too because you look a little like her daughter.
Well, you said this. No one else agreed.
Oh, really? I don't know. There's something about you that you look like her
Mel,
a little bit.
you said Mel.
Yeah, Mel.
Love Mel also.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you're interning really at the club, but it's no joke. A lot of times you enter a club, they say, well, you work here and we'll give you stage time. But they did, because I saw you, and that, sometimes they lie.
Yes.
But now that Al's dead, I guess everything is what? Who said that? No, but it's great. So how long have you been doing that?
I've been interning there for 2 years.
Oh, you've been there 2 years already.
2 years.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought you were just there.
Yeah.
And so you've been doing comedy, like they let you on stage like
I've
even
been
2
doing
years ago?
comedy for 2.5. I did my first open mic a little over 2.5 years ago.
Oh,
I don't know when
I
you
see.
count. When do you count when do you count how long you've been in comedy for? Is it the first?
Oh, your first day. First day on
first
stage.
open mic?
No, not an open mic.
Oh, in that case.
No, a real show.
Like a first booked show?
You know what? I don't know, because see, when I started, there were no open mics. So my first day of comedy was in August of it was August of 1983. And I remember it.
Were born. No.
Yeah, probably.
No.
But I remember it completely. I don't remember the exact date, but I know it was the summer because I was away from college, and I was 19. And so now I've been doing it doing comedy for 40 years. I'm not very good at it, but I still have hope that it's all going to work out. But no, I know that was my first time, and I remember it completely. It was in this little place in Brooklyn. It was funny. We had this guy Joey Cole on. He warms up the Drew Barrymore show, and I knew him from my first night. I actually got paid. That was like, that could have been an open mic, I guess, what it would be, because it wasn't an open mic, but maybe it was an open mic. I don't know.
Huh.
No, there was a regular audience, but here's what it was. On the David Letterman show, he had the owner from that club on. He goes, we have I guess he said open mic. He said, come in, put your name down, we'll put you up. So I guess it was an open mic. And I went in, and the guy goes, and I've told this story before, I go, I'm here for I was wearing a tie, and I was like, I'm here for the open mic. And he goes, yeah, go see the color guy in the back. And yeah, so that was my first day, and I remember it so well. And I met the greatest guys.
How many times are you going to try to say that term on the show today?
I'm going to try and say it a lot, because I'm the last person that can say it, because it's grandfathered in on my age. That and retard. You're welcome, America. I'm sorry, you shouldn't be part of the show. Malika has nothing to do with what I'm saying, as everybody
it's
knows.
Still jarring to me to hear that word, just because we don't use the R word.
I know, and
I'm
I gotta say, I miss it a lot.
Even if it means something that won't catch on fire.
I don't know if you can miss it if you're still using it.
Well, I try not to use it. No, more like I mean, I just say like, "Oh, that kid's on the spectrum." But I want to say, see, Anonymous always says the views of
Well,
Dave
on the
Juskow do not-
spectrum and that other word are two other things. Or
No,
two
they're
different
not.
things. Yes, they are.
Not in my world. Dan Natterman is a retard. Oops.
No, he's on the spectrum.
Well, anyway, you have nothing to do with this. Sorry, don't. This is.
I
me.
think it's more fun to say someone's a little slow. So
Yeah, I just
That's
say
not
idiot.
fun.
I just say idiot. I feel like that word.
Yeah, that's going to be gone soon too. Don't you see?
No,
We got to
it
take some of this
won't.
back.
Nah.
It will. We didn't think retard was going to go anywhere. And now when you watch it in the movie Clueless, people get upset about it. It's horrible. That was made 30 years ago. What are you going to do? These things happen. You
Yeah.
can't just cut it out.
No.
Anyway,
you know who loves saying that word
Dave Juskow.
besides you?
Who?
People who are. They
Are
love
you
that word.
saying? What are you trying to say, Mike?
I
That
think it's
am
their word. And
slow?
they love using it.
No, people on the spectrum that I've met in comedy do like to use that word, I will say.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Well, Malika does not use that word. Let's make
No.
that very clear. And she seems like she's woke and ready for action.
And she's also not that.
So, but here's what I'm saying. So the night I went to the club,
Mhm.
I met you, and I was intrigued. And you like seeing new comics. You seem very nice. First of all, it's there's so many dicks that we meet all the time, and people who are like, "Oh, I'm hilarious," oh my God, and they're awful, right? So you seem extremely pleasant, and you give off a fun, like you're funny, like the way Melinda could probably be funny on. So we've actually seen her do stand up.
Oh, really?
And she's not funny.
Oh, I'm sure.
She just doesn't want to do it, and she doesn't, have the skill to put it together. But she's funny in person,
She's hilarious.
So you give off that kind of demeanor. So I'm like, well, let's go see.
Yeah.
And I know that's tough, but and you got up, and I watched you, and I would not have had you on the show if I just thought it was a train wreck,
Right.
which it wasn't. So now that I know you've been doing it for 2 years, it made a lot more sense than the
Yeah.
fact I'm like, well, she's pretty good for only doing it for a month, which that's what I thought.
No.
But you do have a problem, and I told you that's the first night, and that and you don't seem to be doing it now, but talking into the microphone seems to be an issue for you on stage. I mentioned that the first day. You're holding it.
Holding it too far away.
Yeah, why is that? Can't you
I
get it
think-
together?
No, I think it's because I was just in the room upstairs, and the room upstairs, it's too loud. You have to hold it further away.
Oh, well, that does add up then. Okay, because that was
Yeah.
my only comment, and it was driving me that crazy that I had trouble concentrating on the rest of
No.
your act.
See, I see
Then I
people
talked
do
to other
that.
people, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, it's driving us all crazy. We've told her 100 times to do it." Yeah,
Huh.
like that. Not the the important people are saying that. So be aware of that.
Yeah, that's good to know.
And then I was like, well, let's see if she does it today, because you'd be surprised how many comics come in here and they're like talking like this, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? And you're like, how do you not know how to talk into the microphone? You're a professional stand-up comedian. Somehow this throws them off.
Maybe.
But you did a great job, and I was very impressed.
Oh, good.
What is your plan for the future, let alone just to be a
that's
professional
good
stand-up
question.
comedian?
I mean, I'm gonna keep doing comedy and just keep writing and performing as much as I can, getting up as much as I can. I don't know, to be honest. I haven't figured that out yet. I mean, I'm graduating from college actually in a couple weeks.
Oh, you go to college still?
Yeah, I
guess
took
you
3
told me
years
that.
off. From school, COVID.
Yeah.
Took 3 years off because I took leave and then didn't want to come back. So I left. That's when I started comedy. Actually, it was in 2021, towards the end of the year. And I just worked full time, did comedy, and then finally went back to school. So I'm finishing in a couple weeks.
Which school is that?
I go to Barnard College.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Is that, where is that?
It's part of Columbia.
Oh. Wait, are you having a graduation?
TBD.
I was thinking about this, and obviously I can't stand all this Palestine crap because I really don't like Palestine. But I feel bad for the college person who got screwed in 2020 with COVID, didn't have a normal freshman year, and now you're telling me they're going to lose their graduation too?
Yeah.
They didn't get enough of that in high school?
I know.
It's completely unacceptable.
It is really like I took 3 years off, so I had a normal high school graduation. I'm good there. But if I was my classmates, I would want to jump off a bridge for sure.
I'm nervous 10 years from now to see what this graduating class is going to be like. Are they going to take it out on us? Like, are they going to take it out of
shooting up buildings?
Well, not that, but like,
Oh.
are they going to just like, I don't know, do some real fucked up shit because they're angry? And so they should be. I teach a class at a university, which I think maybe I told you. I don't know. I teach at this Montclair State University.
Oh, you did say this. This is right. Yeah.
And it's a film class, and I'm showing these kids movies from the 80s.
Yeah.
And I wonder, and they're all in that area. They all started when COVID happened, didn't have proms or graduations, and I think they're having a graduation at least there. But I feel bad showing them movies from the 80s that are normal, right. And then they're like, oh, that sucks. At least they're like, oh, the 80s were different. I don't think they're thinking about it, but I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because what happened was last semester I was teaching a time travel class. And I know it does, right? And one of the assignments was that you had to go back in time and tell your younger self, at any age, something to either stop yourself from doing something or do something that you didn't want to do. And I just assumed, because I'm older, that they would have picked 17, 16, like the prom or something, like, hey, don't ask this girl to the prom, or do ask this girl or boy to the prom. And they all, because they were younger, they picked like their 10-year-old selves or something like that. And also because they didn't have a prom. So I forgot, and I wasn't thinking. And most of their stuff to tell people, like, hey, you're not going to have a graduation and you're not going to have a prom, but it's going to be okay. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst assignment in the history of assignments. I feel like an asshole.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They feel like a real
No, I just wasn't thinking, and why would it occur to me? But I really do feel bad for the people. I mean, if you think about 2024, they have been through the ringer. And I thought it was bad when people were, around September 11th. This is just, it's equally the double whammy.
I don't know if
this is worse.
Worse than 9/11.
Well, this is worse in a way for kids. I mean, that happened, and it just didn't affect.
Oh,
you were able to leave the house a week later. I mean,
oh, that's true.
I mean, it was a little scary, and it's bad, but for some reason, obviously, life went on. In 2020, life stopped.
Good.
I mean, is that incredible?
It was kind of freeing. I loved it.
I didn't hate it.
I was home from college. I was living at home, and we were ordering bulk food from Costco. It was coming in, like, just, to your door, groceries to the door. I had nothing to do. The world stopped. It was free.
No FOMO.
No
right?
FOMO. Oh, look at you. Okay. You picking that up from your students?
Yes, that's right. I suffer from it a lot. So everybody does, especially Instagram's not helpful.
And especially in comedy, I feel like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we're always like, we could be doing this. We should be at this show. We should be,
Well, speaking of which, actually, I was supposed to be at the roast. I don't know if you saw the roast of Tom Brady on Sunday.
Oh, I did watch.
And I was
Nikki Glazer. She was so good. She was my favorite.
She killed it. It was incredible. And the fact that they mentioned it there where people were that impressed. And you know why she killed it? It wasn't just the material, even though it was. You know what she did, Mike?
She's a woman.
No, well, you know what she did, Malika, is also you're going to laugh at this, but she talked directly into the microphone. I'm telling you, if you watch, everybody else is going to the side. They're going like this. They're talking to Tom Brady. She made her things, but when she was talking, and her jokes, it was directed right at the microphone, and you could hear everything. It was a big deal, and that was the first thing I noticed. Look at me being obsessed with that kind of stuff.
You're really obsessed with.
I am, because it's so important. You miss a lot of stuff when people are talking like this, and if you watch back this show, you'll see that you're not going to be able to hear me as well.
How's your hearing?
It's perfect.
Okay.
That's not the point. But the other people, they would fade off some of their punchlines because they turned their head towards Tom Brady or towards the person they were talking to. And she looked right at the audience, the microphone, and did her jokes there, and then would turn. That was the big deal, the big difference of why she killed. It's not that her material was any better. It was very good, but it's also her delivery and the way she didn't falter at all. She had a perfect set. And funny, I mean, even Kevin Hart even said, "Look, we got to acknowledge what just happened here." And yeah, it's interesting. I sometimes I have a problem with her, but I really enjoyed that.
Oh, I love her. And she's great.
I like her as a person. Anyway. So, but the roast was good. Mike, did you see it?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
Oh, really? Yeah, it was very entertaining. 3 hours long, and yet I was entertained the entire time.
Yeah.
So like Jeff invited me, and I would have been right up in front. I would have been on camera.
Well, why didn't you go?
I don't know. I think the problem was I don't like to spend that much time in California. And he wanted me to also see his one-man show that he's been doing, which I've already seen twice, and it's great. It's called Take a Banana for the Road. It's very Jewy,
Okay.
But it's good.
But it's good.
But it's good, yes. Sometimes I don't like that kind of stuff when it's too much.
The most anti-Semitic people are Jews.
I know, isn't that funny? We're self-hating. But no, this is a really good show. And he goes, "Well, can you come and stay for the show on like Thursday or Fridays? I'm also doing my show." And I just didn't want to stay that long. And I would have felt bad if he had, I went to the roast and then didn't go see his show. And I'm like, well, the way out of that is just not going at all. And I feel bad. No, but I feel bad because I just don't like staying all that time. If his show was like the Tuesday today, then I would have totally gone. But staying in LA until Friday just freaked me out. Have you been there?
To LA, yeah.
Do you spend a lot of time there?
I grew up in California.
Oh, you
I
did?
grew up in Northern California, though. And so I'm anti-LA because of that. But then I also visited a couple times. I have friends that live there. And every time I don't like it. It is just it's annoying. I think I'm just used to New York.
No, I'm with you. But if you grew up there,
yeah. Well,
do you live with your parents now?
No, I live in no.
Oh, you live at college?
Well,
you're graduating. What are you going to do?
I have an apartment now.
I see.
Yeah.
Do your parents live here in New York?
No, they're still.
So you traveled to school here in New York?
Yes, and then never left.
That's impressive as shit.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Because it's hard to. I've always grown up in a 30-mile radius of where I've lived, or I've lived in a 30-mile radius of where I've grown up. And I would have loved to have gone to college in like USC or something, like for film or something. I could not have handled traveling like that. Not that I liked my parents or anything. I just couldn't. I'm not cool enough to have done that. So it's very impressive that you went to school here.
Thanks.
And that you liked it and that you're staying.
Well, I think also I started doing comedy here, and I can't really go anywhere else now because it would feel wrong to like.
Well, technically, Texas is where it's at right now, right, Mike?
Then I'd have to live in Texas.
I know, but apparently it's like the greatest place as long as you don't get pregnant.
I do like my reproductive rights. I will say. I appreciate.
I don't know why.
No go to Texas.
Those are getting old. You said on stage actually that you used to be a nerd, or you said it now before.
Yeah.
And that you didn't have sex until later on.
This
you were
is true.
talking about that. Have you changed that? Now you have a lot of sex, or?
No.
Well, that was a funny. But you had some really good jokes that I liked, and I wasn't. It's funny when you see people, and you're hoping they're going to do well.
Yeah.
And you had a really good set. Besides the microphone thing, which just still is driving me nuts. No, but it was good, and the audience was digging it. And were you last?
I was second to last. Yeah.
So think about that.
Check spot.
Okay, right. They don't have that here. With the Cellar, they don't have check spot. It's incredible.
Dream.
Yeah, they do it after the show's over, and so all those kind of places suck that have check spots. But that's what you do. You're paying your dues, which is fantastic.
It's making me a much better comic because you have to keep the audience's attention.
And you did, and that's what I'm trying to say.
Mic not being super close,
yeah,
I still get there.
Well, it's just driving me nuts. I don't know whether it drives anybody else nuts, but you had a really good set, and it's hard to keep people's attention, especially when they're paying the bill and when there's a lot of commotion in the audience. And I didn't hear any commotion in the audience while you were on. So what do? You work there every weekend, or?
Yeah, so I'm there every Saturday, and I do 5 shows there every Saturday.
Oh, you do? Or you perform on 5 shows?
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you're going to get good.
Right.
Wow, that's amazing.
When I first started interning, it was like 1, 2, maybe 3. usually like 2 spots. And then now it's become they've been treating us very well. We get to do it.
That's because Al's dead.
No, this was before.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Because things are going to change now that
Things
he's
have
gone,
been changing.
That club has a very bad reputation. Very bad reputation, unfortunately. Now, I liked Al, and Al liked me, but he has a horrible reputation for being a slumlord, comedian, or comedy club owner. A horrible reputation.
Oh.
Sam Morrell will probably never perform there, and that's what that club could use, because he used to do what you did, and they treated him like shit.
Know that, yeah.
So he's still angry. And comics that do well later always hate the people that they never forget, ever. It's real fucked up. There's a club I know that I used to play in Plainfield, New Jersey. That used to be an awesome place called the Clubhouse. And Jim Carrey got treated really badly there. And he's mentioned it multiple times how much that they're scumbags. Like, even when you get to the status of making movies that is, you're the number one box office star, you're still angry,
You're still angry
at Al Martin or whoever is running that room forever. It never goes away. I've seen it 100 times. People just don't forgive comics. But anyway, they've treated you there nicely, but why wouldn't they? And if they don't treat somebody like you nicely, he seems like a very pleasant person, then they're dicks also. But they're not. And they're trying to change the attitude of the club. And that's why I'm back. Like, because I like the plan. She has got a lot of ideas. Maybe she'll change those bathrooms. My God,
use the bathrooms?
Not when I was there Saturday. Absolutely not. No, that's why I usually stopped going in there. It's awful. I didn't use the private bathroom either. Is that better?
My bathroom is better.
Oh, it is.
There's always, okay, I will say this. There's always piss on the toilet seat every time. And I ask the guys, because I'm always surrounded by guys at the comedy club, like, is it that hard to not get piss on the seat?
No, it is not that hard. But they don't want to open the seat. Now that I can't understand. I don't know where they were taught. You just got to open it up and then close. Now, I am the only guy you'll ever meet that closes it all the time. I never leave the toilet seat up. In fact, that's when I know somebody's been in my apartment. I live alone.
Oh, yeah.
And when I see the toilet seat up, then I know the guys have been there doing something to the electricity or something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I never leave it up, ever.
I've started putting it up.
Lots of people scruffy.
I've started putting it up after I go. Like, so let me explain to you.
So they'll possibly hit
so
they
won't pee on the seat because I'm like one of 2 women that use that bathroom.
It's worse than that for me, Malika. I hate that too, even as a man, and I clean up after, like, not other people, but if for some reason I even get it on the knot thing, I clean it up. And I just don't understand guys that are so repulsive and gross and grew up in a barn, and why any woman would want to date a man. I still don't know. We're disgusting.
Well, that's one of many things that make men disgusting, but yes.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Mm-mm.
Have you had one before?
Not
Do your parents let you date? It doesn't matter. Now you're in college.
Let her answer the question.
I know. I'm sorry. I had a lot of questions. It just gave rapid fire. Yeah.
I've not serious relationships. My parents don't. They're not.
I thought maybe the Indian portion there would be an issue. That's why.
We just don't really talk about it. It's just kind of like I have an older sister. Neither of us have ever brought home a guy.
You have a brother or sister? You mean a sister, I guess?
My sister. Yeah, neither of us have ever brought home a guy we were dating.
Where does she live?
New York.
She moved too.
Yeah. So she came to New York before me, for college also.
That's very impressive.
She went to Pratt Institute in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a cunt.
Yeah. I heard that. No. Really? Is she the worst? Because my sister is too.
Yeah. Older, younger.
Well, everybody thinks she's older. It's fantastic, but she's younger. Everyone's like, "Oh, your sister's older." Okay.
Oh, everyone thinks I'm older because she's short. She's like 5 feet tall, but she's the scariest motherfucker. She's like I always say that she's like the toxic mom that I never had.
Wow.
Like, just so mean, but I love her.
Right, and it's probably because she came here first that helps kind of you maybe, come here.
Oh, I'm so grateful for her. Love her. Is she a cunt? Yeah.
And what does she want to do? If she went to Pratt, she's an artist?
Yeah, she is a graphic designer.
Oh, cool.
She's a co-owner of her studio.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, she is very impressive. That's why I call her a cunt. But no, she's awesome.
Well, I bought some girls home for my parents, and I'm sure that they were probably grateful that it's best if you don't. There's still they still talk about it. Remember that stripper you brought over and she gave your father a lap dance? Listen, she wasn't a stripper, and that's just what she used to do. But she did it on Passover. She really did. I swear, there's this girl. She's dead now, but she like got on my dad's lap. And he loved it.
Passover?
Yeah, on Passover. I brought her home for Passover. It seemed like a good idea at the time. And she was a comic, and all the other comics gave me so much shit. You brought Margaret home for Passover? And I'm like, why? Is that not cool?
Was she Jewish?
No.
Well, so that's
we
that's
always
the
bring
most-
people who aren't Jewish home
true.
for Passover.
That's
That's
true.
you're trying to teach them about what's happening.
This
So.
is true.
But yeah, I'm thinking about that now. It's really funny.
Wow.
She how did she was a mess. There was a New York Magazine article about her death because she was insane. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
I go into a weird tangent, but
Yeah.
continue.
oh no, that's all.
That's
No, but so I can't believe you do 5 shows on Saturdays. What do you do the rest of the week?
So I'm in school, so I'm classes, and
Yeah.
then I host show. I mean, I get Rich Brooks.
Yeah.
He'll text me and be like, "Oh, can you do this show? Can you do this show?"
You mean
So
at the Broadway Club?
Yeah, or at Greenwich.
Do you do other rooms at this point?
Yeah. So I host a show every Tuesday there. So I'll be there tonight at the 11 o'clock show tonight.
Oh,
I don't know why I looked at my time. It was 11 o'clock.
I'm impressed. I never have anything to do after this show.
So I host a show every Tuesday at 11, and then I like help run. A good friend of mine, Ali Mahady, runs a South Asian show there called Laughing Lassie.
Yeah, I guess you can be in that.
I host it every time. I'm only half, but I count.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I'm not allowed to be on that show.
No, we always have like one token.
All right, I'll do it.
We always have one, and I always bring them up, and I'm like, we believe here at Laughing Lassie, we really believe in diversity. We believe in representing underrepresented groups. So
the
please
middle-aged
enjoy
white
the
man,
token white guy of the show.
That's really funny. Oh, that's good that you're doing a whole bunch of other shows.
Yeah.
Have you auditioned like anywhere, like any of the big, like a club like this or anything like that? Or
No, I haven't. I guess I haven't.
like The Stand or something?
I haven't gotten. I have a lot of like imposter syndrome where I feel like I'm not ready.
Well, you're probably not in a way,
exactly.
but yeah. So that's good. That's good. That's what I'm. Another example of why you seem pretty cool. There's so many people we meet, right, Mike, that are like, I'm totally ready. I don't know why they won't book me. And you're like, you're not ready. You stink. Like Sheba Mason's a great example of that. She's the worst. Thank you. She is just horrible. But we love making fun of Sheba. Everybody does, I think.
I don't.
You don't love making fun of her, or you don't like her?
I don't make fun of her.
Oh, well, you should.
I should.
You hop on the bandwagon.
You
It's
said I'm too
fun.
nice.
You are nice. That's not going to fit you well in comedy.
You don't want to rub any. You don't want to. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about? That's what comedy's all about.
That's true. I don't know. I don't like making enemies.
Good for you. Huh. I don't know whether that's good or bad, Mike. I don't know whether it's going to make it in comedy.
Who knows?
You're going to be the best person. This is good. I like you. Why don't we take a look at some of the stuff that if you look at the screen, Mike, if you look at the first picture,
actually Scruffy sent us this code. You labeled it as me and you coming back to the studio.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's so good. I mean, it's gross, but it's incredibly photoshopped. Thank you, Scruffy. That's hilarious. We've been talking about those conjoined twins. One of them just got married.
So
Yeah, that's the one. We've been putting it up there. It's
to replace the K's at baseball games with of them getting married.
One of them just got married. One of them.
I have so many questions about it.
Right?
That they won't answer. People don't like to answer those questions.
I know.
Logistics.
I know.
Which I get, they don't want to talk about their sex lives, but
what is that?
What is?
Yeah, I mean, the other one's obviously there. I mean, what?
I get it. He's gross.
Don't they share a vagina?
What does the guy look like?
He's not horrible looking.
Some dude.
I think he was a Marine or something, right?
I don't trust him.
Only a Marine would be able to handle.
I mean, can you imagine? But then, I mean, I wonder if he's pretending he's in a 3-way or something. It's really creepy as shit.
I wonder if he's just.
I don't want to be rude, but I mean, Jesus Christ, it's real fucked up.
Different brains, so I guess
different brains, but they share the same vagina, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They've never.
You think it's like Dead
disclosed
Ringers, and they have a special vagina?
special like
I don't know. That was the premise of Dead Ringers,
oh,
the
I don't
David
know.
Cronenberg movie.
I never saw it.
This
Never
girl,
seen it.
they were two twin gynecologists. It's incredible. It's such a good movie. It's from the 80s. It's so out there. You know, this guy David Cronenberg, he's one of those kind of guys.
Yeah.
And it's Jeremy Irons. He's brilliant. He almost won an Oscar for it.
Oh, wow.
And he plays twin gynecologists, and they're obsessed with this one girl who's got a special, like an extra uvula in her vagina or something, like, and they're obsessed with her. And the
Okay.
premise I don't even know how you get that made when you're like, okay, here's the premise. Like, I don't know, but it's so good.
Okay.
It's so entertaining
What's
and
the
so well
plot?
acted. That is the plot.
Okay, that's the whole thing.
That's the whole plot. They get obsessed over this woman, and one's like more of a womanizer, and the other one is like, oh, we shouldn't be doing this. And I don't know. It's really good. And the guy's,
Okay.
it's the same guy playing the two characters.
Right.
And in 1986, they didn't have computer, CGI, so
was just-
it's even more amazing. Like the last shot with them like together, it's really good. There's a good still of them together, which looks so perfect.
Huh.
And again, they didn't have the proper technology to really do it now. Oh, maybe Mike's got something.
That's
Yeah,
not-
there it is. See,
Well, that's not.
Oh, yeah.
actually, that's the worst. Right?
That's just to the two characters.
Yeah,
I
I
think I know what you're talking about.
Jeremy Irons, he's incredible.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So a woman with two uvulas.
I think it's two or two
You know what
cervixes.
uvula is?
No.
Yeah, I don't think
Uvula's
you
the
know
back
what that
of the
is.
throat.
Oh, then I don't know. Cervixes? I don't know.
Oh boy.
I'm really bad.
At your age, that's sad.
I just don't know stuff.
The old double cervix.
Is that right? Is cervix?
Cervix. There could be
Cervix says.
cervixi, cervix. I don't know.
What's down there?
Urethras,
You think that's what it is, and that's why I got it.
clitori. Do you want me to start naming? Do you
Kind
need a
of.
diagram?
What was the second thing you meant with a U? Maybe that's why I got it mixed up. Urethra.
Uteri, like
Uter-
uteruses.
I don't remember what it was.
Urethra.
Something like that.
A
Two
urethra is where you pee
urethras.
out of.
Ew.
Everyone has them. Men have them as well.
No, they don't.
Urethra?
No.
Do they not?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Dave.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like, Dave, come
asking
on,
me. I
man.
don't know. Obviously, I'm an idiot. Science. I don't know. Anyway, Mike, here, show the first.
Was that the picture you're talking about then?
No, but it's close enough.
Mm.
All right.
So anyway, we're just starting what's been going on today
Yeah.
or whatever. And this is the first picture that's where I would have been sitting for the roast.
Oh wow.
They took that's his manager. I would have been sitting with her, and that would have been incredible, right? I probably would have been on camera, but for some reason I didn't want to go. Meanwhile, speaking of a week old young man yells at anatomy.
Also, you called it a urethra, by the way.
Is that what I called it? Doesn't she sing Respect? Is that who I'm talking? All right, wait. Now
That would have been the best Schoolhouse Rock. Urethra Franklin.
That's a good like drag name.
Oh, that is good. Urethra
Urethra
Franklin.
Franklin.
That is a good drag name.
If I don't, whatever.
Well, I might.
You could do drag.
I might.
It's never too
I might
late.
steal that from you.
You should.
If we go to the next one, I don't know whether you heard, but Giselle was what she said, deeply disappointed in the jokes that were made about her marriage. I mean, that is the lamest, stupid thing to say. That she's deeply disappointed. What is she? Who gives a shit? Like what is she blaming him for? It says just so stupid.
Who was she upset about?
It was all fun and games,
Yeah.
and nobody got hurt. They didn't mention their kids, and they only mentioned him being like, a deadbeat dad for the Bridget Moynihan. Who Bridget Moynihan, if you go to the next one, Mike posted this today, this quote, which I don't even understand because I am stupid. Loyal people take shit more personal because they never would have did that shit to you. And then she goes, so true. I don't even know what that means. I can't figure it out.
I never would have did that shit.
See, you're having trouble too.
If you betray someone who's loyal, they take it more personally because they would never have betrayed you.
So what is she saying? That she liked the roast or she did? I still can't.
I don't know what she said in terms of the roast.
That's what I'm saying. That's what she quoted after the roast.
I
Meanwhile,
no idea.
Bridget Moynihan, she can relax. He didn't know. Maybe he knew she was pregnant. He wanted to break up. She got pregnant. What is she not going to keep that baby? That baby's like a super baby.
Yeah.
you got to keep that baby. That's the one person who should definitely. It's not like Sheba again. Here's the exact opposite example. Sheba's mom never should have kept that baby. Jackie Mason did not want that baby. That's why he's so mean to Sheba. It's so horrible, and she's kind of ruined Sheba's life. But you got to keep the Tom Brady baby. That's the exact baby you keep.
Brady baby.
Thank you. Old man yells at clown.
Doesn't Tom Brady like kiss his kids on the mouth though?
Yeah, that's the thing. They didn't mention that, so that
Why
must have
did
been off
they make fun
limits.
Oh,
He must have. That's why it was weird when he first went to Jeff and he said, "Stop that shit."
it was Robert Kraft. that he
I know,
made fun of.
but they clearly set a boundary with his kids.
yeah.
So why wasn't that off limits too? If he's sitting right there in the audience, why didn't? I mean, what And I know. I mean, I talked to Jeff before, and they were working from 7 to midnight, and I go 7 a.m. till midnight every day on this roast for 2 weeks. Yeah,
Oh, also, he's not open mouth kissing his kids. He kissed his son on the lips. That's
it
No,
looks
I've
open
seen-
mouth.
no, no,
That's
no,
open
I've
mouth.
seen
It
the
looks
video.
weird.
Yeah, we've all seen the
His
video.
dad's
Mike.
getting a massage.
Yeah, it's
and
really
he comes
weird.
Over. He's like, no, I want more. And then,
Yeah.
ugh.
It was really creepy.
really
So
weird.
clearly that was off limits. And what I'm saying is, I said, why are you working at 7 a.m.? And he's like, Tom Brady's making us work at 7 a.m. He likes to get up at 7 a.m. So they were all there from 7 a.m. Wouldn't they say, well, listen, Robert Kraft's going to be there. Don't make fun of the massage jokes. Like, it looks like Tom Brady said, everything's on the table except for my kids.
And Robert Kraft.
That's what
apparently.
how did they forget that? That's why I think maybe it was set up.
Oh, maybe.
Because I don't know. I'm going to find out.
I find it funny. That's the lie. It's like my kids and Robert Kraft. Like what?
Exactly. That's why I think maybe it was set up. Maybe he is afraid of Robert Kraft. I don't know. Meanwhile, Robert Kraft he left because Robert Kraft didn't stick up for him. So I don't know why he's afraid of. It's really a kiss when there's no tongues. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Let's go to the next one. This is a guy everybody knows I can't stand. You can see all the fire trucks going on. That's Ben Affleck. It's been great. Everybody's been trolling him over plastic surgery because he's a piece of shit, and everybody knows it. Ben Affleck's the worst. His grandparents were slave owners. He always likes to cover that up. Fuck him. The next
He
one,
cheated
of
on
course.
Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, that's the one. That's where I started hating him,
Mhm.
and then it turns out he's also a legendary cockblocker as well. But that's parts I can't tell you. But yeah, he cheated on Jennifer Garner and ruined the show Alias, which was my favorite show, by getting her pregnant and then subsequently canceling the show
Wow.
and then leaving her. I hate him.
Yeah.
So good try. And he was horrible on the roast. Horrible
Yeah,
on the
he was
roast.
not, yeah.
Yeah. So this I don't understand. Now, I know nobody really likes Kim Kardashian, but I don't care. The booing? What do you make of that?
I'm not sure why. I still am confused why she was booed
Me
that
too.
much. She's just hateable. She's
I
one
guess
of
that's
those
all it comes
people-
down to, huh?
I mean, I get why like women hate her.
Really? I didn't even know why women hate her.
Well, it's the whole, beauty standard thing, creating unrealistic. Have you seen
Oh,
it?
that's
Did you
true.
watch the photo of her at the Met Gala?
Oh, yeah.
Her waist is like, it's like a soda can.
I might have a
It's
picture
like-
of that.
It's creepy. It's creepy looking.
And here's the next picture is Jeff walking her off on stage, which I don't know why this picture makes me happy. He's a gentleman. But it's weird that she was booed. I thought it was like a Palestinian protest or something. I didn't understand what was happening. I was like, why are they booing her? I don't understand. Meanwhile, she's upset because, I mean, this is like you know what? Maybe they should have booed her. She must be the stupidest person in the world. And I'm saying that because now you realize how stupid I am, why you never heard of me before. She's upset because of Tom Brady's joke. I know Kim was terrified to be here tonight, not because of this, but because her kids are home with their dad. That's hilarious. And she's upset over that. What do you expect is going to happen at a roast? Are you really that dumb?
Yeah, but also like that's a pretty tame joke about
It's a tame
Kanye
joke,
West.
and it's completely correct.
Yeah.
The man is out of his fucking mind.
Absolutely.
And she should probably have full custody of those kids.
100%.
If they weren't both a little nuts, she would have full custody of those kids. What the stuff he's done, there should be a judge that should be taking them away. So that's a great joke, and the fact that she's upset is insane.
Yeah, I don't understand. Is that why she was upset? Because of that joke?
Yeah. That's why she deserves to get booed, I guess.
Yeah.
You're going to get upset over that, you're an asshole.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Actually, the next one is the Met Gala one. Yeah.
There we go.
And, people were mocking her ratty coat that she's wearing over
She
that.
explained it. I forgot the explanation.
Next week, by the way, we'll be having much more Met Gala photos. We love fashion photos and stuff and talking about them. I just wasn't ready yet because it was all last night. So I just have a couple. I have Kim, of course, and the greatest person of all time. The next one, Zendaya, who I love.
yes.
I do love her.
Yeah. What do you know about Zendaya?
I know nothing about her. She's just incredible. I love her.
Do you know like anything about what she's done?
No, I just know she dates Tom Holland and Spider-Man, and that's all I know.
She was a Disney kid.
She was?
She was a Disney kid.
Like Ryan Gosling?
No, not like that. That's older generation.
Why?
She was like Disney Channel. So like
she in Zoe 101?
No, that was Nickelodeon. That was the one with the Dan Schneider.
Right. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
I saw all of them. Wasn't that incredible? Hey, I went to the set of iCarly once.
Did you?
They had a whole bunch of
take your
perverts
shoes
go
off?
on. No, but I was wearing a
Massage your feet.
a coat, nothing underneath. But no, I was obsessed with those shows too.
Oh, I mean that's what I grew up with.
Well, now I know why, because they were clearly doing like sexual jokes for guys my age. I was wondering, why is this turning me on? But I guess Dan Schneider is around my age, and it was like whatever. So what's the show she was on? I'm sorry.
She was on a show called Shake It Up. It was a dance show.
Oh, so she's dancer?
Yeah.
I like that. That's what I like about Ryan Gosling. He on the Mickey Mouse Club, he's a dancer and he's a singer. You know, he's
so talented.
He's so talented.
Did you watch the Barbie movie?
Oh, I loved it. I just hated that song. It was a little too long.
Oh,
but I loved it at the Oscars.
I just thought he was fantastic. I loved
He was fantastic. It's just that song was just too long for me in the movie. But I like him, and I loved the rendition at the Oscars.
Yeah.
And I love what he was wearing. I really like everything about him. I'm looking forward to seeing The Fall Guy.
Oh, me too.
I've been waiting for them to make a movie about that. I've been obsessed with that movie, that TV show for a long time. Because I'm a huge fan of Lee Majors, who was the star in that because he used to be the $6 Million Man. And I like Emily Blunt a lot too.
I love her.
She's fantastic.
What happened to the other girl?
Oh,
that's Zendaya? Or what do you call her?
Say it again, Dave.
Zendaya. That is something named Bella Thorne.
Bella Thorne. Bella Thorne. Don't tell me.
Yeah.
Bella Thorne. Bella Thorne. She's grew up to be hot, and she's in stuff. Is she in? No, she's in nothing.
Not really.
God, I could swear I knew that name.
She kind of like went a little bit like, you know how like child actors become a little
Amanda Bynes.
Yeah, not to that level. But she got a little bit crazy after she left Disney Channel.
Meanwhile, what about that Drake Bell shit? Isn't that incredible? And how about all those jerk-offs that haven't apologized to him for taking that guy's side? I cannot believe it.
Oh,
it's still pissing me off.
Oh, from the 70s, what's his face? Was it not Mila Kunis?
Yeah, the guy from the 70s show who is in jail now, like permanently, right?
But wasn't somebody from the show defending him, or was that?
Yeah, I think it is Mila Kunis.
Oh, Mark Ruffalo, I want to say.
Oh,
or was that? Oh, now I don't know. Who was it that defended? Do you know?
What's it? Masterson. Danny
Masterson was the guy who was
right.
Yeah.
I just still don't even know what he did.
I think he
actually raped somebody.
Yeah.
Well, how do they have proof of that though?
I think if enough people.
Oh, I thought it was just one person. That's why. I know there was a lot of complaints, but
I don't know.
But I mean, of all the people that have done stuff like Harvey Weinstein, all those people, the fact that this guy went to jail we must be missing something. But the fact that all these people in that that horrible poor kid that seemed like a great guy, Drake Bell.
Well,
I love Drake and Josh.
He also ended up.
Yes, but doesn't it make a lot of sense when
most people who go through that end up doing it.
Right. And he was just sending like some pictures or something, right? I mean,
yeah, it was still bad, but it wasn't.
But after you hear that, you're
like,
you almost
got some issues.
Give him a tiny break. And maybe that's why they're not apologizing, these horrible people that were sticking up for this guy that completely fucking raped him. It pisses me off so much. Really Drake Bell had a really good career in front of him. How funny is it that Josh Peck is in Oppenheimer? That's incredible. The fat kid from Drake and Josh is in Oppenheimer. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like drinking. What? That's impossible. But he lost all that weight and he looks good.
He lost a lot of weight, I think, while he was on the show, on Drake and Josh.
Yeah, I think he did.
I was a kid during all of that, so I watched.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's go to the next picture. What is the next one? Oh, the next one was from 2015. That was Rihanna. That was her dress.
Oh, I love her.
Well, that's somebody put. If you go to the next one, right, I just thought that was great because
I'm smart.
Yeah, that's there. You're smart. I if I was here, I would have said, "No way did she wear that." I can't believe you didn't fall for that. I would have fallen for that. I fell for it when I saw the picture initially. So, and the last picture, this is happening today, right across the street from us. Stormy Daniels and those big boobies are going to court. She's right down the street, making her testimony today. It ought to be quite exciting and entertaining.
It's very
And then we'll see what kind of lover Donald Trump is. And
I'm dying to know.
wouldn't it be funny if she's like, he was a very gentle lover?
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder. I mean, she must be furious at him. I wonder if she would be truthful and say what he's really like. She's going to have to say something.
I know this isn't where Anonymous meant to put this line, but
well, that ought
She
to
looks
be
great. Look at her.
That ought to be interesting.
I know.
I guess we'll see what happens, right?
This whole thing is weird. And now he's running for president.
He might be president.
He might
it's
be
like
like
it's
president.
really fucked up.
It's the weirdest thing. I almost can't comprehend it.
Nobody
I
can.
couldn't vote when he first got elected.
You have to vote.
Oh, I'm of course.
And no. I'm saying no, I know what you're saying because a lot of I'm a registered Republican.
Yeah.
And I haven't voted Republican in a long time, but I registered that way. So I was thinking about changing, but the other side is bad too. So anyway, for the primaries, you have to vote what you're registered as.
Right.
So, Sarah Silverman is my friend, and she hates that I am a registered Republican. Yeah. And sometimes I've kept it because I know it annoys her. So she's the worst. So for the primaries, I have to vote that way. She goes, "No, don't vote." And I'm like, that is not an option. I can't not vote. I gotta vote. You gotta. It sucks, but I got lucky this time. Nikki Haley was still on the ballot, so I was able to vote for her, just in case. Maybe something will happen and she'll make a comeback. Well, it's better than Trump. And
I know, I agree.
Yeah,
I find her fun because she's Indian.
She is.
Yeah,
that must be why I'm attracted to her. I knew there was a reason. I couldn't put my finger on it.
She's like a disgrace. It's like her and Vivek Ramaswamy. That guy.
He's a Republican too. Republican. Yeah,
those two are like the biggest shame.
Well, him I know is an Indian, but right? I can't believe you pronounced it so perfectly. Did you pronounce it perfectly because you are half Indian?
Vivek Ramaswamy. It's not that hard.
It's very hard for me.
Wow.
I have troubles. I kept pronouncing your first name wrong.
Yeah, fair enough.
Malika, let me ask you. But I didn't know she was half Indian.
I think she's full.
She's
fully.
Well, look at me. Look who I voted for, and I didn't even know that. I'm the worst. I am a legendary uninformed voter, a low information
That's
voter.
What you want to be voting.
It's a problem. I still want to exercise my right.
I like that you're like, you gotta vote. You have to do it, but you don't have to be informed. Just vote completely uninformed.
You know what? You're too smart for this show. This is not.
I was a political science major.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
I took one poli-sci class, and the guy told us he was gay on the first day, and this is in the 80s.
And you said, "I'm out of here."
Well, I was sleeping, and then that woke me up because I'm gay. What? Did somebody just? Why is he telling us this? And then the weird part is, I guess a couple years later in school, he was in. My friend was gay too. He came out during college. Everybody did back then. And I was at his house, and he came over. The teacher. I'm like, well, no kidding. You'd be friends with this guy. And he's like, you should come with us. They're going to a gay club. And I'm like, I don't know. No, come on, come. It'll be fun. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't able to handle that. Then there was a period of time in the 90s we were always going to gay clubs. Me and Sarah and Natel, we would go to gay clubs all the time. It was so fun.
So fun. But
as a guy, maybe a girl, you got to leave by 1 a.m.
Okay.
And then it gets a little creepy. If you're not gay.
Yeah. All my friends from home are gay. So.
Really? Oh, do you live near San Francisco?
No.
You said Northern California.
No, it's actually like farming agriculture town.
So why are all your friends? I mean, how did that happen?
No, I don't know.
Do you attract gay guys? Is that why?
No.
Is that why I liked you when I first met you?
It's mostly it's like 4 gay girls and 1 gay guy.
In your community at home.
I mean, my friend group at home. Yeah.
Like, why is that though? It's just like what I mean.
I could not tell you why.
Is that normal if you're not gay?
Well, I will say for people in their 20s now, everyone is kind of a little bit gay.
Sure, I understand that, but it's like you're saying everyone's gay, like not just a little bit. They're all your friends are gay. Like, do you have any straight friends from back home at all? Wow, you're having trouble with that. How interesting. I know everybody's a little
My
fluid.
sister.
I guess that counts.
But my parents.
Yeah, that's
my friends'
interesting.
parents.
See, I was in musical theater when I was in high school. So,
What was your most defining role? What was your big?
oh, it's a fact. It was the night Thoreau spent in jail when I played Henry David Thoreau.
Wow, mine was I
everybody's
was Morticia Addams in the Addams Family, the musical.
Oh, that is perfect for you. I can totally see that. That makes so. Did you just get the part? Did you even not have to audition?
I had, and here's what was funny. I had to audition, and the guy who was playing Gomez, he was like shooing for Gomez. He was a senior. Disgusting guy. Like, I just found him repulsive. And so I asked, I hadn't kissed a boy at that point. So I asked my drama teacher, I was like, please don't make me kiss him on stage. Also, his girlfriend, who was a senior, I was a junior, she was a senior. She tried out for Morticia and she didn't get it. So she hated me.
Yeah, I bet.
The rest of the year. Like,
so, but how can you not kiss him? And it's part of the play.
It actually wasn't scripted. There was no scripted kiss.
Okay, so get this. My nephew was in Beauty and the Beast in, maybe it was the end of junior high. It might have been it was probably the end of junior high. And this super hot girl that we all liked and he liked, Tara, this was going to be her first kiss as well. She had never kissed a boy. And there is a kissing scene in Beauty and the Beast, I guess, at the end. And everyone knew about it, including myself. And, all the parents, obviously, and all the kids knew that this was going to be Tara's first kiss. Billy had already kissed a couple of girls. And I was talking about this in my podcast when it was happening because it was so cute and weird and funny that everybody knew. So the day it was supposed to happen, everybody got their cameras ready. And then the teacher called it and said, let's take a break. And then they cut it because it was just
That's too much pressure.
It was too much pressure.
Poor girl. I feel like most theater kids, that's how they get their first kiss, is through musical theater.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. I mean, my friends that I had from musical theater, that was how I just never had a role where I had to do that.
So for me, in the 80s, when people wouldn't come out,
right.
There used to be TV shows explaining to us that there were people that liked other dudes, and nothing about girls. It was always just there could be guys that like other guys, and there's always
so watch out.
They have exactly. It was more like that, and they have like the one depiction of the gay guy in school, right? But I was in the musical theater program. There were like 12 of them, and it was confusing because I'd probably never kissed a girl at that point. So they're all nice and everything, but they were really gay, and they were like practicing, which was just nobody prepared us for that back then. So then I was very confused when I went to college, not confused where I didn't think I wasn't positive. I didn't know what was happening. And it's just weird. And then when I went to college, like I met another friend and he's like, I think I'm gay. And I'm like, what is it me? Is it me? Because then I had the friends in the theater and they keep coming out to me. And they're like, oh, I can't, right. We'd be sitting in this car together.
They say you are the company that you keep.
Maybe. My friend goes, oh, I was with Shari tonight. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. She's hot. And she goes, yeah, but I couldn't help thinking I'd rather be with Roger Moore. And I'm like, Roger Moore, because Roger Moore is James Bond, but he meant Roger more than Shari. And I was just playing it stupid. And he goes, look, what I'm trying to say is I think I'm bisexual. And I'm like, well, some people live in California and they live on the coast and you can't, and it's like bisexual, not bi-coastal. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I don't like this. And I was really, really confused. So it just kept happening. And I'm like, oh my God, it's me. I'm doing something.
The number of times that you've said you're confused is a little telling.
Well, I'm not confused anymore.
Okay.
I was never confused, but maybe I was. I was like, why do they keep coming out to me? What am I giving off here? So, but you know what? Thank God, because then
Teasy Dave.
Because then I was like, all right, if this is going to keep happening, I'm going to have to handle things differently. And it was very difficult. Like I said, it was a different time. And, my dad would tell me other things, and my friends would be like, yeah, you make sure you ain't with the, you know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Any of you homos, keep your hands off me. That's from the movie Stripes, which is our favorite movie. We say those lines on. Any of you homos, keep your meat hooks off me, or I'll kill you.
It's just so normal. Like for my job, it's just so normal.
Well,
You
you
don't
know
even
what?
think
And
about it.
and thank goodness.
Which is, I know it's awesome.
That's the way
Yeah,
it should
yeah,
be. Thank goodness.
100%.
And now it's funny. My nephew is like had to kiss a boy in a play, and no one cared.
Yeah.
Maybe his dad because we're older,
Right.
but it's going to keep going where it's better. And the only reason I was against gay marriage, thank you, was because I was jealous that my friend Alan was able to get married before I was. I thought that's what I had over him. Yeah, well, you can't get married. No, they can, and they are. And they didn't invite me to the wedding. I just saw him on Wednesday. I was furious still. They're like, we didn't invite anybody. I'm like, yeah, there were 2 people there. Like our parents. Yeah, I'm still surprised at that. How are they okay with this?
You're jealous. They
I-
can get married, but you can't.
I was extremely jealous. And if I could, I'd vote against it again.
Wow.
Doesn't seem fair. It's all I had on them. But anyway, that's funny stuff, huh?
That is funny.
That's
yeah,
interesting.
We are the company.
See
we
what
keep.
Catalina says? Big words confuse Dave.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Yeah. She's right. It's completely right. It's embarrassing in school when I can't pronounce words properly and the kids make fun of me.
Yeah, because
My students make
So
fun.
you have a PhD?
No, but I'm a
Okay.
college professor.
Huh.
Somehow.
That shouldn't be allowed.
It's not that great a school.
Okay. My dad's a college professor.
I think you told me that. That's right. Or maybe, I don't know. At what school?
UC Davis.
Oh, UC Davis. Wait, hold on. I think I bet on them a lot. What is their mascot? Oh, it's do you know?
I do know.
What is it?
I'll give you a hint. It's a very agricultural school. A very agricultural school.
Oh, is it the Aggies?
Mhm.
Right, just like the Texas
Yeah.
right. The UC Davis Aggies. I bet on them in basketball.
Oh, are they
Sometime.
good at basketball?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
That's why I work here. It's not
Okay.
it didn't work out very well for me.
I'm close to get a PhD. This
Shut up, Catalina, but she's probably right. She's from Chile and she's
Oh,
still in school too.
okay.
She-
Yeah, no, UC Davis. It's a good school.
Yeah. That's pretty. What does he teach?
History.
That's so funny. That's what I went to school for, but
Oh.
didn't end up doing that. So it's exciting when the kids call you professor, though. I gotta say, it's very entertaining. You must have seen that with your dad all the time.
No.
No, you never went to where you worked and saw like.
I guess they did. Yeah, they used to just call him like. Yeah, they would say Professor Sen. I never thought it was that cool though.
No, it's really cool.
Is it?
Yeah, and I'm surprised you didn't think it was cool that everybody,
it
when
was
you go around, you're like, "Hi, professor."
What it has been cool is now like I grew up. My sister and I grew up like going to these like dinner parties with various academics.
I bet, right?
And then now, like sometimes, like I'll be in class, and one of our readings is like an uncle of mine, like not an act, but like one of my dad's friends. And I'm reading my like aunties and uncles.
Wow, that's
It's
so
like
cool.
so cool.
Wow, that's amazing. Oh, that
Yeah.
is cool. And what are you majoring in? You said not poli sci.
Well, yeah, poli sci and women's studies.
Women's
Yeah, I knew you're gonna have a field day with that one.
That's epic. Oh, that's funny.
So just it's not studying the female vagina.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is
Not
it?
like that.
Oh, it doesn't sound. I love making fun of that. I think it's
I knew.
the show me ties, and
yeah.
I would make fun of these all the time. So I just do it too because it's a lot of laughs. But that's good. So,
women and gender.
what do you know about women?
More than you.
Clearly, I know.
But I think most people know more than you.
She's getting to know me pretty well.
you called
Urethra.
That's what
That's
you
how it's used, right?
no. First you said a uvula.
said. Yeah, you said uvula.
You called.
I do this all the time. I don't know
Which
what's
we caught right away, but we let you
Right.
go down that road.
a uvula. What I said, uvula,
Yeah.
and that's
the
and
little
where is
thing-
that?
Thing in your throat.
Oh, gross. The
Yeah,
uvula.
Dave thought it was that thing from the from the soccer games.
From the soccer
the
games.
Mazuvula,
The what?
What?
that dumb horn from the World Cup.
Oh, the big ones that
Yeah.
what are those called?
Vesuvula, something like that.
Oh,
Uvulas. That I did not know.
well,
I
Mike.
don't really watch sports. Actually, that's not true. I started watching football
Oh, see,
because
I like
of
you.
Taylor
Uvuza.
Swift.
That makes so much sense. Now, normally, if you were on I kind of stopped except for football as well. What are they calling it? What was the first one?
It's the
Vuvuzela.
Yeah.
Vuvuzela?
But
If you were on
they
our
call it-
show in the fall,
Uh-huh.
you would have had to make football picks.
I could have done that.
I know.
I know. I have a ranking of the hottest quarterbacks in the NFL.
Give it to us.
Okay, well, I have the top 5. Number 1.
All right, wait. Let me
Okay,
guess.
Who do you think my number 1 is? He's not very good.
Well, number 1, technically, the hottest quarterback is actually a guy who doesn't play, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep, that's number 1.
I am gay.
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, number 2.
And do you know Alon Altman?
Mm-mm.
He's a comedian. He kind of looks like him.
Oh,
He's
okay.
just too tiny. But okay, so we're on the same page.
Yeah, number 1 is Jimmy Garoppolo.
I have to think of the teams, and then I'll go. Well, what did you think of the? No, that's not for you. If you think Jimmy Garoppolo, I was going to say the quarterback from the Jets who sucks, but you wouldn't like him. You can't say Jimmy Garoppolo and then that guy in the same
Wait,
sentence.
Jets. That's
What was his name? Wilson.
Zach
Zach Wilson.
I
Yeah,
like Zach Wilson. He's not.
but
in
he's
top
not on
5.
the list. No, he
He's on my
can't
top
be on
5.
the list if
He looks like a Keebler elf.
exactly. So would you? No, you're not going to say Patrick Mahomes, or are you? Because of Taylor Swift and like he's not that attractive. Okay,
Patrick Mahomes, and he sounds like Kermit the Frog.
he certainly does. Isn't that funny?
Hey, we're the Super Bowl.
It's like a little. It's like a gravelly like.
What about Kirk Cousins? Kirk
Oh,
Cousins? No. Okay, I was just all right.
Oh.
Well, are you counting people that are still playing, right? So it's Tom Brady's out. Mike, who am I thinking of? Who was in the playoffs this year? What about? No, I can't. I don't know. Give me.
Eagles.
I was gonna say the Eagles, but
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. I don't find him attractive. I mean, there's guys that I clearly find attractive. They take off that helmet, and I'm like,
Crazy.
oh.
Jalen Hurts is so attractive.
Maybe I don't. I've had pictures of him when we used to have him on the thing. I didn't find him that
He's
attractive.
gorgeous.
Who else did we find attractive, Mike? That I used to put pictures up of them on the
Joe
show.
Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
He's number 3
Yes,
for me.
yes, absolutely. Okay, who's 4?
4 is Russell Wilson.
Oh, okay. From now the Broncos.
Yes.
Or though, did he get traded? Finally, because they hate him there. I don't know what happened.
I don't know that.
He's a cutie.
He's
All
cute,
right.
yeah. And then who was 5th? Oh, now I'm forgetting.
I can't
I
think.
think it was. This is a.
When we're not in
one.
season, I can't think.
People don't agree with this one. None of my friends agree with this one, but I think Brock Purdy is actually really cute.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. No one agrees with me on that.
The important thing is we both agree on number 1.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
That guy has
That
what
guy
you
is-
call matinee idol good looks.
Like
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I almost want to look like him in my
he's,
next
like,
lifetime.
perfect looking.
Yeah, I know. I wish he was a better. And it's funny that you said he's not very good.
He's not.
No, I
He's a
guess
terrible
not.
quarterback.
I don't even know if he's playing this
I
year.
don't think
He just gets
is.
injured a lot. He's not that he's terrible. He just gets injured all the
Oh,
time.
Is that what it is?
That's the problem.
Because he was the Raiders.
But I love. Well, this year he was
49ers.
on
He was 49ers then Raiders.
49ers first, and then Raiders.
And I'm from California, so
I love
it's-
that you know about football, but it's funny about the Taylor Swift. That Taylor Swift must have bought people your age and younger. So that was that great joke in the thing that Tom Brady's like Kansas City. They say the most fans, but they have the most 14-year-old screaming fans, something like that. That was really funny. But that Taylor Swift that whole year was hilarious.
That was so
And
fun.
I just I feel bad for who's the guy she's going out with.
Travis Kelce.
If he ever were to break up with her, boy, is he in for a whopping of horribleness and songs about
as long
him.
as he's not mean to her.
Well, we don't know how it's going to end.
Maybe it won't end.
Maybe
I'm a big Swiftie.
I don't understand. Mike, what's happening?
I'm fixing something.
But people can still see us?
Yeah, you're fine.
All right.
Oh. This isn't going out over
No.
the air, you're saying. So we can't do the slides just yet?
Give me 1 second. That's what I'm trying to fix.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're gonna look at are we ready?
Ready.
Oh, you want to play the video first?
You goddamn right I do.
All right. There's music to this, but
Oh,
you
lovely.
could put it, but you don't know.
Yeah, it's okay.
take a look at the first one. Here we are. We usually start out with something like this. This is King Charles. Now, I had gone online and saw that they were planning funeral arrangements, and I thought he had died. But apparently that's not the case, but he is sick, might have cancer. So I guess they're planning his funeral arrangements.
Doesn't Kate have cancer too?
Yes.
Kate Middleton?
Yeah. What are you showing us?
His hands.
Why?
Because look at him.
Well, they are
They
gross.
look they're like, oh.
Maybe that's a fake hand. I don't
Well,
Like
do you
his
remember
hands are made of
when
uvula.
Mitch McConnell had that like
Yeah.
dark, weird hand?
And then he kept passing out.
Yeah.
Or whatever, or like standing and passing out, having a stroke. Maybe he's having that.
Maybe. Yeah,
Now, who takes over? That's what I was looking up. It's William takes over. Now, that'll be fun. But now if Kate dies too, I mean, Jesus Christ, that's really messed up. There's a bad bloodline there somehow. Somehow Meghan Markle did this.
You would think
with her voodoo.
You would think years and years of inbreeding wouldn't have.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna say it's the inbreeding.
Yep, maybe it's time to bring Meghan Markle in.
That's why British people look so weird. It's all the inbreeding.
With their teeth and everything.
Sorry,
good
Scruffy.
point. So if you go to the next one, I found all this information out from, as our friend does, Liza Minnelli Outlives. It's his Twitter account or X. So that's where I find out all my news. So then I look to that to see that he's not dying. That's how I found out Queen Elizabeth died. If you go to the next one, there's a promotion for Liza Outlives. It's our friend Scotty Gornstein. And he gets the news so quick.
That's awesome.
It's incredible. He's so funny. We have him on the Oscar show. He is a homosexual, by the way.
Congratulations.
I don't know. I wasn't sure if you knew just from somebody who has a Liza Minnelli account. But he's hilarious. And one time, do you know Matteo Lane?
Mm-mm.
Well, he's really great, and he does a Liza Minnelli imitation that's incredible.
Oh, wow.
And we were going to have him say, "Hey, do you mind if Matteo does a Liza thing?" And you're like, and he's like, "No, that's disrespectful." And I'm like, "Who cares? What's the matter with you?" But he used to work for her for. It's a long story. Anyway, what's the next one, Mike? Oh yeah, these are like these Orthodox Jews who are like seeing a missile that didn't go off, that was meant, but they're looking at it like in the. Do you ever see the movie, Mike? The Gods Must Be Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They look at the next picture. That they're like, what is this? Like, because they're like those Hasidic Jews. They're like living in a different time era. They're like, I don't understand what this could be. Just like this movie, you should see it. It's from the 80s. It's a classic movie. I couldn't believe how much I enjoyed it because it was like, what just happened about Matteo?
How do you not know Matteo?
Oh, that's a good point. She's right. We'll teach you all the stuff you need to know. What's the next one? Oh yeah, this is who I think should be, taking patrolling our area. The Swiss Guard. They're swearing in new Swiss Guards. That's who protects the Vatican.
Right.
Maybe they should be protecting the campuses. The Swiss Guard. They're not going to.
I would trust them.
They're very polite. I think everybody would.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you see the guy like accidentally fired a gun in the hall at Columbia?
Something bad was going to happen sooner or later. It's a mess over there. I mean, it's just nobody knows what's happening.
Wouldn't accidentally fire a gun.
No, they would not. I'm not even positive if they carry guns.
I don't.
One assumes they probably do. They're protecting the Pope.
And if it is, it's one of those gigantic rifles they got. It's a blunderbuss.
Like the British, the people they carry the.
Oh right, like a musket or something. Right. Yeah. It's mostly for show. We don't even know if there's gunpowder in it. Right. What's the next one, Mike? Is it It's not the Swiss Guard. Oh right, this was like it was a protest in Santiago, Chile, where our friend Catalina's from. She's not from Santiago, right? But she's from Chile. And it was I'm like, now this is a protest. I don't even know what the hell. The protest, I think it's like a labor thing. But the protest, that's a protest I can get my hands around, right? That's a nice, colorful protest. I don't know what they're protesting with balloons, but I like it. And I wish more people would protest with nice colored balloons.
They're protesting the movie Up.
So, but see, somebody like myself who's kind of slow would like, oh, what a lovely protest. So, Catalina's only 2 hours from Santiago.
Well, I wouldn't know that it was a protest.
That's what she says. It's from work.
Until you told me it was a protest. The thing about that is, what is the protest?
About labor laws. That's what she just said.
No. I know, but like, what do they? That's not.
Oh, I have no
protest.
idea what the hell they're talking about.
What are
Labor
they
laws.
doing?
What are they? I don't know. They want work or they hate work. Dude, we burn stuff. This is really tame.
Oh, well, that's cool.
What, you think that's cool that you burn stuff?
Kind of.
Ugh,
No, they just like make
you kids.
hard insults about people's friends.
What's the next one? Let's move on. Although that was fun. All right, the White House Correspondents' Dinner was this past week, and what I can't understand about, like, why is Chris Pine there? Is that who that is with the beard?
Chris
Yeah.
Pine. Wow.
I understand Colin Josie's the host. I understand his wife being there, and then I think there's news reporters in there. I don't, but why is Chris Pine there? We are changing the 45-hour week to 44 or 40. Isn't that good?
Oh no!
The
so that's
fuck are
what
they
they're-
complaining
I
about?
think
That's what they
that's
want.
what they're getting from the protest.
They want to have that.
They want to have that.
Well, who wouldn't want that?
Their employees, their
Yeah.
employers. I mean,
Well, why don't we protest and have a 30-hour work week here?
why don't we?
A lot of people are starting. My sister's office is a 4-day work week. A lot of offices are transitioning to that 4-day work week.
Most of them
finding-
have 3.
They're finding that people are actually more productive when they.
4
have
is
longer
actually
weekends.
4 is actually not the mainstream anymore. 3 is.
3 is. Wow.
3, if you can find 3, it's great.
Yeah.
And that is what it should be. You don't even need 4 anymore.
I agree.
And
Yeah.
the only reason they have 4 is because, and you're talking about it, at least in New York City, is because the leases are 20-year leases for like the building your sister works in. It's a 20-year lease. So they're like stuck. So like everybody's got to come to the office. 10, 15 years from now, everything might change because they're going to start they're not going to need the buildings and the space. And then people will be able to work 2
Well,
days
that's
a week.
happening- Well, that's happening a lot now. Everyone's jobs are remote.
Right. And that's going to be more, but they're begging people to come in because they have this lease and they can't get rid of it. Because in 2000 or 2020, rather, they all signed new 20-year leases in February of 2020. You're sitting there signing a 20-year lease. And now you're like, well, we got to get everybody back. It's impossible to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So all these office buildings are going to become residential buildings.
Good.
They're already started.
That's a good thing. We need
Yeah.
more housing.
But in other parts of the country, they're making people come in because middle management doesn't want to lose their jobs.
Oh,
So
well,
they're useless. They also do that tracking software horseshit to make sure you're working.
Really?
Yeah.
They make sure you're not like idle.
oh, I have a fixer about that.
Everyone just found workarounds for it.
I was the one who discovered the fix. Anyway, let's go to the next one. I'm not telling anybody what it is. Yeah, right. That's Colin Joe. Hey, look, he was killing, I guess. But Biden shouldn't laugh that hard.
I don't think he's just laughing.
Yeah.
Or you think he's dying? You think he's having a heart attack?
Yeah.
No, I don't get that.
Oh, you think he's going like, oh,
laughing.
too much?
No, I think he's
Making a duty?
yeah.
Oh,
I bet he wears a diaper.
probably.
Right?
I hope he does.
I'm close to wearing a diaper. He's got to be wearing a diaper. I mean, yeah. I wish he wasn't that old.
Me too.
It's and the worst part is that they had, when Trump was president, they had, I used to say, stop picking on him and scour the earth to find somebody to beat him in the next election. And they settled. I think that's a problem. It's not that Biden's bad or anything. It's just like, if he wasn't old, I don't think this would be a problem. Anyway, let's move on. It's too depressing.
Honestly, I don't think he
Yeah.
pooped himself. I think he's just talking to spirits from beyond.
I like to imagine that he pooped himself.
Me
though.
too. That's much funnier. Go to the next one, please.
He's just seeing our dark future right now. So,
Oh, yeah. That's Anna Taylor-Joy,
Yep.
who is promoting the new Mad Max movie.
Oh, yeah.
We love those kind of like
Furious.
weird premiere. Like Zendaya does that a lot. What am I pronouncing it wrong?
Honestly,
sounded
I've
like you said
I've
it a
heard
different way.
pronounced both ways, so I don't think you're that. I've heard Zendaya. I've heard Zendaya.
I love her.
So I think it's fine either way. I also love her.
I think she's a good actress too.
Yeah,
She's
I agree.
interesting. She was brilliant
She
in
was
Spider-Man.
she was in the show Euphoria.
Yeah, I never saw that. I
Oh,
heard
you
that's
should.
sexy.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Different reasons for watching
Oh,
it.
okay.
But
Yeah.
she won an Emmy, multiple Emmys for that show.
Oh, she did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, people like her a lot. And she seems cool. Like, so not like Kim Kardashian. Nobody's going to boo her.
No, nobody would boo
Yeah.
Zendaya. No.
Did you see the that Mad Max with Charlize Theron? I never saw it.
I did see it. Because I was taking a film class.
Fury
I wanted to
Road.
watch it. I thought it
Taking
was
a
so
film class
boring.
without me?
I know.
Oh.
This was a while ago.
At Barnard College, though?
No, I was actually home. It was during the summer. It was like at a community college.
Oh.
So the kind of classes that you teach.
But there's not at a community college. Oh, yeah. What? That's because this is the sequel, I guess, or the next one.
Yeah, I thought it was so boring. I didn't.
Oh, you did? Everybody
don't
says
like-
it's so good.
Yeah, I don't like action movies.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a problem.
I know.
What do you like?
I like comedy movies.
Then you'd love my
And
class.
I like, huh?
You'd love my class.
Oh yeah, I
That's
like
all
comedy.
I do
movies.
romantic comedies.
I like. Oh yeah, I love rom-coms. I love like coming of age film. I just really don't like the long fighting scenes. I just find so boring.
I don't like long fighting scenes either, but I like action movies, but I don't like long fighting scenes. Exactly.
Yeah, like I'm not into like.
That's why
Marvel.
John Wick was working for me because
Okay.
they're long fighting scenes, but they're quick, and they just shoot everybody in the head, and I just like good. We get it over with. But then John Wick 4, there was too many long fighting scenes. That was a problem. What was the one you just said? The Marvel movies or
I
something?
don't like Marvel movies.
I don't really like them either
I mean,
anymore.
I'm just like
Plus, they're 3 hours long. They're way too long.
they're long. It's just I don't know.
That's why I love teaching movies from the 80s. Everything's an hour and a half.
oh, I know.
Everything. It was fantastic. I'm going to turn you on to a movie I think you'll like.
Okay.
What's the next one, Mike?
It is.
Oh, yeah. That's that boat that's carrying the Olympic torch. But where is it?
Oh.
You can't find the picture of the torch lit. And, they light it, and then they got to keep it lit while they're taking it to France from Greece. But it's stupid because I'm taking the other picture, Mike. I think they're taking it on this boat or something. It's like, but where's the flame? Where is it?
Don't they light it later?
No, they have to light it in Greece and then take the flame to France and put it on a tour. That's what they do. They light it in Athens where it started and keep it lit.
I think it's just small.
Well, it's weird. It's stupid because
They probably also have to keep it covered because the wind would blow it out.
exactly. I know, but it's
They
like
can't
why
keep
don't they have pictures of it? So I
Keep it covered; it'll smother it.
oh, that's true
Oh.
too. Like, how does it work?
Then I don't know.
What the next picture is them lighting it for real. This is no joke. That's the actual lighting ceremony in Athens, which of course is kind of hot.
Fun job that would be.
Really?
Just stand in the dress and do nothing.
On the gravel? If you're not on your knees like that would be awful.
Not for this
Oh,
this one right here.
that's
Like,
that he. Okay.
Is that it's probably a girl? It's all
yeah, this
women.
kid. This
They-
kid's like, I'd
okay.
rather be in school.
Yes.
Well, of course, I was thinking of Wonder Woman's home, but if you go to the next one, what I think would have been better was the muses from Xanadu would have been much more entertaining when they came out and sing a song and then
Oh, yeah,
lit it.
fun.
Yep.
Wouldn't that have been fun?
Yep. When the sun rose in the west.
If you go to the next one and then you look at the guy from the Warriors, who also would have been good at maybe on the Columbia campus is the guys that were, he really took care of those next picture, maybe use the baseball Furies and, do that. Or they can just guard the flame, either or.
That's funny.
Is it? Anyway, let's move on. You ever seen the movie The Warriors?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's really good.
I haven't seen.
You
a lot
might
of
like that
movies.
one. It's
I
got.
don't have the attention span for movies.
What the hell does that mean?
I understand that.
I get I can't sit down. I have
I have the same
ADHD.
problem.
I have pretty severe ADHD.
It takes me a long time to concentrate on a movie. It actually does. I know what you're talking about. I have trouble. I don't watch a lot of movies,
I
even though
always
it
tell
seems
my-
like I do.
I always tell my friends that I only like watching movies that I've already seen.
Me too. I have to sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm watching this.
Yeah.
When the Oscars come up, I will try and really hard to watch a bunch of movies, and that's mostly the time when I watch them. But
I prefer TV shows. I've seen almost every
right, because
TV
you can
show.
be in and out in a half hour.
Exactly.
I'm with you 100% on that. I get it too. Do you know this band 17?
I don't.
This is
I
the
don't-
new
K-pop.
K-pop band.
Yeah.
They're in line for their new album, and I'm like,
Okay.
these guys obviously suck. When everybody knows the next picture, Mike, is the greatest K-pop band of all time, with BTS.
These guys are
Exactly.
aged out though.
Well, not only have they aged out and they broke up because
Oh, they
what
broke up.
Junjuk, I think his name is
Cook.
Junjuk,
Jung.
Junjuk.
I don't know.
Well, if you go to the next picture, he enlisted in the military.
Oh.
So good for him. There are a
Okay.
lot of them. I think 3 of them. Not in. I don't know whether there's a draft over there, but maybe it's like Israel. I don't know.
I
But
believe it is like Israel.
yeah,
Oh,
so
you have to? Okay.
they're all in the army now, which is way cool. And BTS was awesome. Their songs were really good,
Oh, yeah, they
and
were
their
good.
dancing was incredible. And the girl K-pop, not the same.
No.
They're horrible.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really.
What?
seen
What are you
either
talking
of them.
about? What?
I'm
But
not a K-pop.
you're not.
No. It seems like you know a lot more about
No,
K-pop than I do.
I don't. I only know the Butter.
I don't know.
And, but I've seen the girls. We talk about it on the show.
Blackpink
That's mostly
is
right
a-
now.
there's a-
They stink.
Do they?
They stink.
Black stink.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, the next one, Mike. It was the Chinese astronauts, and the only reason I'm for this,
Is that the start of a Don Rickles joke?
well, the only reason I guess, hey, look at the Chinaman. He's there's the black guy. Where's my wallet? I don't know if you know anything about Don Rickles, but
I know you.
anyway, I like this because if you go to the next one, they were helpful in getting Mark Wahlberg back from Mars. Remember, the China helped. So, that was a real story. So I like that. I like that about them. Thanks,
Good.
Mike, for laughing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this was the Premier League soccer,
Right.
and House of Cards is a great song. Catalina, are you talking about Blackpink now? So what is that guy afraid of, Mike?
The future.
Is it the next picture? And maybe he saw something we didn't see, which was a goose. I'm doing the best I can here. Whatever.
Well, that's an Amos and Andy joke. Jeez.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Casper, why is Casper Post like that?
He's always posed like that.
Yep.
It's a little bit too for a child ghost.
But he's really happy to be a child
Well, he's
ghost.
flying and presenting.
Unless
Like,
you've
Yeah,
seen the movie.
he's looking like he's it's a little too sexy.
Oh, it's sexy. That's why I used to like it as a kid.
you find it's like
a-
it's like someone texted me a bit. It was like, "Hey, let's rank these dogs to see which are the most fuckable." And I was like, "Hey, I guess the answer is all of them are not." So
What?
yeah, it was someone
Of dogs?
Exactly.
Oh.
people are weird.
So
Have you ever?
finding Casper sexy is kind of weird.
I don't find him sexy.
You just said he was sexy.
No, I said that.
No. I'm saying
She said he's giving a sexy appearance.
It's the pose.
I said
it's
he's
a sexy.
sexy.
Pose.
It is a sexy
I've never
pose.
fucked a ghost.
How do you
to be
know?
Clear. Oh, that's a good point.
Did you ever see how gorgeous Casper is as a real boy?
Is he just Richie Rich?
Oh, that feels weird as a
No.
boy.
Yeah, he's really handsome. He danced with Christina Ricci in that movie. He was good looking.
Oh, well, he was a child. Okay.
I guess, but he was very handsome.
All right.
Did you ever see the movie?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's just at the end he becomes a real boy again, and he
Oh, like
dances
the
with
original Casper?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen it, but so long ago, I don't remember.
But he was very handsome.
Oh,
Well, it's funny because because I was sitting there watching. I'm like, well, I wonder what he's going to look like, and then I'm like, oh my god, that guy's hot. I mean, it's like the kind of kid you wish you looked like as a kid, like that hot kid from Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
What? Quit saying hot kids. Jeez, Dave.
Well, I'm just saying it's like he's a good-looking boy. That's all. What?
Uh,
Who cares? Call me
Dave
Dave Schneider.
Schneider.
Shut up, Catalina. You're the worst.
who cares? The internet. That's who cares.
I don't give a shit. What's the next one?
Dave Schneider.
No wonder he was defending.
I don't know. Is it
Drake
better that
Bell
I'm
a
talking
second
about?
ago.
Is it better that I'm talking about boys than girls? I don't know.
No.
No.
'Cause I always say, "Oh, she's going to grow up to be hot." You know that, so I thought maybe boys was better.
Well, saying someone's gonna grow up to be hot is one thing. Saying that's a
no,
sexy
that's
ass
also
kid
weird.
is great. Is
But he's that good looking when you see him when he appears as a boy. He's that attractive.
But you could say a different word besides hot or adorable.
yeah. Saying that's an
Like,
adorable kid.
It's not adorable. He's like hot. Get a picture of him. You'll see. I'm not crazy.
I'm afraid.
I think Malika's going to be like, oh, you know what? I take it back. You're absolutely right. I don't know how old he was. Maybe he was 14. That's not that bad, is it?
yes.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Don't ever say that out loud again.
I don't care. I mean, this is what I do. I see boys, not little boys, but like guys, and I'm just like, God, he's so good looking. I mean, we all do that.
Yeah.
Tell it like it is.
We don't all do that.
Really? I do. Everybody knows I do
But
that.
I think there are like chat rooms and clubs that you could join to find
Really?
people that
Wait
are
a
into
minute.
that
Are you
kind of
trying to?
thing.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Anyway, what's the next one, Mike? Oh yeah, that's this golfer. I don't know what is his name. It doesn't matter. He's at the China Open.
Juice Luton.
Ooh.
I just like this because it looks like the dog's like, for my next shot, what I would do is use the 9-iron. It looks like he's giving him advice.
I love that.
I have a puppet like that I call Bernie, and I just be like, okay, here's what I do. I would use the 9-iron, and then when you're right at the tee, get the sand wedge. I don't know. That just seemed funny.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Shut up, Catalina. I tell you. I'm on Stupid Pet Tricks. Do you know that show? It's on
Oh,
TBS.
yeah.
I do a lot of the dog voices in that show, so I love doing those kind of things.
That's a good dog voice.
It's
They went crazy.
yeah. That's the next one is a dog dressed. He's in Russia, but it's a Star Wars convention, and they dressed up the corgi.
Corgi
adorable.
Vader.
Yeah,
Corgis are great dogs.
yeah. I know. They're all right. What's the next one? It was Harvey Weinstein, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going back. I don't know what are they doing? They're recharging him. What's happening?
He's just going back on trial. They're retrying him.
Well, of course, as you know, last time, Mike, I think we talked about this. You go to the next one, Dog Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Callie's on fire today.
Wow.
You go to the next one. Remember when he was like, "Oh, I can't walk," and like he's pulling a fast one, like we're supposed to feel sorry for him, which is exactly like the next one, Mike, which we talk about all the time.
Yep.
The fake, thing. This is classic from the Brady Bunch, where actually this guy played Uncle Fester in the original Addams Family on TV. Now that you mention it,
That's Jackie Coogan.
Jackie Coogan. Jackie Coogan. She hit me.
He's the kid who inspired all the labor laws for kids.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, cool.
But there he is wearing the classic neck brace.
Yep.
And I don't know if you know this episode at all, but what happens is they get into a little, he hits Mrs. Brady in a parking lot. And then he's saying he's, got all these injuries, which he doesn't have. And Mike Brady, you can see he's holding his briefcase, the dad right there. At one point, he throws the briefcase on the floor and the loud noise causes him to turn his head. Right. And the Bobby Brady right there goes, he turned his head. It's a legendary episode.
And they've done that. Like, I feel like that trope has
100 times, but they were the first.
The first, yeah.
And I always now, when I'm in a courtroom, bring a briefcase just in case.
Just in case
that happens.
Yep. Throw it.
So I can.
How often are you in a courtroom?
A lot.
Okay.
More than you'd think.
Keep talking to me today.
I was gonna say.
I'm
might end up in one soon.
I'm in a lot of trouble.
I thought it wouldn't get worse after when Dave started saying "colored" over and over again.
That guy Liza Outlives is texting me something about the Jeff Ross thing, so I'll find out what it. Something. A Deadline just wrote something now. Maybe they're saying something about the incident with the whispering in his ear. Go to the next one. Oh, that's you. That's the last one. That's Malika at the Broadway Comedy Club. So the question is, are you going to be there this Saturday?
I will be there this Saturday.
I guess this is the part where you promote whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah, I've got 5 shows there this Saturday.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's really fun. I love it there. It's also just like such a good environment to be just hanging out with comics and like.
Well, those aren't real comics, but I see what you're saying. I'm making fun of the Broadway Club.
Real, some of them are real.
Yeah, some of them are awful. But
real awful.
They're going to get it's good that you're there now because maybe the Broadway Club will finally get a better reputation now that Al's dead and they can clean it up a little bit because she's asking, Carol is asking, why does the club have a better reputation and what can we do about it? And that's all anybody wants to know. I think she's going to put some money into the club. Al had a lot of money. He just didn't give a shit. And I've known that guy for a long time. And although he was a delight, he just didn't care about his clubs.
I only met him a couple times.
So his wife does, and she wants to do something about it. So you're probably there at a good time.
Awesome.
What else do you do there? Like, what's your other jobs you have to do when you're there?
There's like 2 other interns that are with me, Cody and Robert. They both, the 3 of us, like clean up the tables.
Oh, you do have to do that? You have to seat and clean up the tables? Do you have to carry a tray and clean up the so you're just wiping them down?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not horrible. But and you feel it's worth it, and that does sound worth it. 5 shows. I mean, what are you there for? What are your hours there? I mean,
we are there from 5 p.m. till
2
1
in the
a.m.
morning. Oh, 1 in the morning. Well, that's a normal 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 8 hours. That's a normal 8-hour day.
Yeah.
But you don't get paid. You get paid in spots. They don't give you any money, but you get
Not
the
for
spot
intern.
time. I don't know. I feel like they should give you $20 for cab fare or something. Well, you know what? That's something I'm going to talk to Carolyn about. How about that?
Yeah.
You should get $20 for working 8 hours. Although the stage time does equal out in many ways, and you know what you're getting into.
Dave's gonna ruin this sweet gig you have.
Yeah, that's what I do. You're so welcome you met
Listen,
me.
You know what?
not gonna-
She quits.
I'm not. There's no way I'm quitting. I know that I'm lucky to have this spot, even because there are so many people. I mean, if you think about the number of comics in the city, like young comics, there's so many that don't even get to perform on a
Yep.
stage.
That's right.
They just
and
go
you're
to
getting
open
5
mics.
times a night. It's incredible. So what is, just before we leave,
Yeah.
what is your material that, if you give us an example?
Yeah.
I saw some of it. It
Yeah.
seems very sexual about stuff like that. No, I mean, like you
No,
talk about.
It's a lot about like my experience as a woman, I would say, and it's a lot about my experiences. Yeah, as a woman, I talk about I have diabetes, and I talk about diabetes, and I talk about my job as a nanny, and those are like the main areas.
Oh, that's right. I remember you said you were a nanny, and that's why I got confused, because that's why I was confused on how old you were, because I was like, well, she's already had a job as a nanny, so she must be older than I think, because you already had it. Like, when did you have that job? For how long?
It was like during the time that I started comedy. So when I was like 21, from like 21 to 23, I worked as a nanny full time.
Full time, like living at their houses?
No, I didn't live there, but I was there like 9 to 5 every day.
Wow.
It was fun. It was a lot. And actually, I'll be teaching in the fall because of that.
What?
Yeah, I'll be teaching.
What is everybody being able to be a teacher now?
No, preschool teacher.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you mean? Like where?
Well, I see that you can do it, so I
get it.
If this guy,
if he can do it, yeah. No.
Yeah, I'll be teaching Montessori. Little ones.
Like, but you didn't go to school for that? How are you?
It's just a certification.
I'm only asking because I went to school for like the teaching program, and like I was going to teach, like they were going to put me in high school, but I was like, I'd rather be with 4th and 5th graders, like teach them. I enjoyed that more.
Yeah.
High school kids suck.
Yeah.
So
no, little kids are so, and it's like when you're a comedian, it's like it's the best thing because they're just like audience. They're like a little audience for you.
But I thought you had to get like a lot of times you have to get your master's, but I guess with the preschool,
it's with Montessori, it's like a certification. So I'll be getting my like.
Oh, you'll be getting a certification of some sort.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. What? So listen, I've done this. I still do it now.
Yeah.
You'll be teaching all day long, waking up very early and performing very late.
Doing the nights.
I am very impressed by this. That is how you make it in this business. I don't know whether you know, but David Tell and I started out together. He used to work at the Discovery Channel during the day, and then he would do comedy at night. I worked at a bank, and that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And the day you leave that job will be the day it all comes to fruition. It'll be worth it.
And I really do think so.
It's going to be fantastic. Good for you. I'm proud of you. Do you know you're the first young comic that I've met that actually has a job? Me and Chris Murphy talk about this. You know Chris, right?
Yeah.
We talk about this all the time. We see a lot of girls, and mostly girls, and guys who just, their parents are paying their rent.
Yeah.
And they don't have to do anything. That's why they're able to just do comedy full time. And we don't understand it. And here you are doing the old school way of actually having to get a goddamn job and make it in the city and do comedy at the same time. Good for you. I think this makes everybody kind of happy that you're a hard worker and you're really going for it. And the fact that you're working at this club 5 times, doing 5 shows a night and working there, you have a good drive. I think good things are going to happen for you. I get a good feeling about you, which I got the first day I met you, which is why I thought you'd be an interesting guest. And she was, right, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
I guess he didn't think so that much.
Okay.
No, he's concentrating on something else. I know. No, I know you were concentrating on something else. So you have the Broadway Club. You can see her every Saturday. It's at some point.
Or Tuesday nights at 11.
Every Tuesday at 11?
Tuesday at 11.
Just like we're here every Tuesday at 6.
There we go.
Excellent. And
Tuesday show a show you produce?
No, I'm just the host.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And Mike, you will be at what this week?
Thursday night I'll be at Stand Up New York.
The real Stand Up New York or that fake one on Bond 45?
It's the only one that exists now.
Okay.
So
I thought they finally went out of business.
No.
That's it?
that
Usually you have a whole bunch of stuff. So
no, that's all I have right now. That's it.
Oh, I don't know.
All right.
Usually he's telling us he's got, I don't know, he's usually opening for a bunch of people in Texas and stuff. So I know you're going to be here for 3 weeks. So next week, I think we're having, it's a barrister from a coffee shop across the street from me.
A what from a coffee shop?
Isn't it called a barrister? A
Oh,
barista. Oh my God.
Sure.
I'm the worst. Yeah. Now you already
As
figured
a
it out.
barrister?
Oh my
That's
God.
something different.
I am the worst. I do this all the time my whole life. You're right. I shouldn't be a teacher. I'm the worst. But at least I'm honest about it in class. You know, I'm like, oh, I mispronounce things all the time.
But that's also that's an age thing. All people after.
No, I've been doing that my whole life.
Never
But
mind.
thanks for saying. Anyway, so Mike will be at Stand Up New York when?
Thursday night.
Thursday night, this Thursday, and you'll be at the Broadway Club. I will be nowhere.
All right.
On Billy Joel this week, we have Tony winner David Yazbek, who I told you all made that show Dead Outlaw, which was terrific. And I think Stupid Petrix is finally off the air. So I don't know whether there's going to be a second season. We'll see. Otherwise, we will be here in studio again next week. So please join us again Tuesday at 6. Otherwise, you can listen to Just Gal in the City in the meantime. And thank you, Malika, so much for coming in today. You are a joy.
Oh, thank you.
And a pleasure. And I think we can expect big things from her. We'll see you next time on the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. Good night, everybody.